What's up, tricksters and tricksetters watching this VOD review on the second YouTube channel. Today we have another tier 3 sub VOD review, and on the coaching table we have the Honzis, which is the Omen main, on Lotus in the gold elo, gold 2 specifically. Let's see what the Honzis has to say to us. Hey, so here is the deal. I have played CS over past 15 years. Counter-Strike enjoyer, respect. Recently, last season, I have fully switched to Valorant, and the deal is I suck. The main mistake that you can fix, switching from Counter-Strike to Valorant. I feel that my aim got a lot worse than in CS, because this game is not about aiming, because mechanics in this game are shit compared to Counter-Strike. I was global elite in Counter-Strike, doesn't matter, like even my dead grandma can be global elite in Counter-Strike, and face it level 10. Not bad. I enjoy Valorant much more, but the game sense and non-communication in these low elo lobbies, gold platinum, gets me crazy. That's why in Valorant, you know, if you're playing in the low elo lobbies, the main three things that you need to fix and that you want to focus on is the game knowledge, decision making, and mechanical skill. Essentially, in order to climb from Iron to Ascendant 1, you really need to focus on developing your game knowledge on the next level, and especially the decision making, you know, how you adapt yourself to different type of teammates, with who you want to play, how you want to hold the angles, how you want to engage the enemies, when do you want to play solo, when do you want to play with a team, etc, etc. Now, I like to think about the game, about what enemies will do and what is the best strategy to win the game. My goal is to get to Platinum 3, Diamond 1 by the end of the Season 8, if that is even possible. Bro, I had some players that I've coached that went from Bronze 1 to Radiant in 9 months. I had 10 of these examples. If you were global elite in Counter-Strike and faced at level 10, you can be Radiant easily in this game, you know, like, don't, you know, okay, you have realistic goals. I firmly believe that you can easily get Diamond 1, like, by the end of Season 8, even without looking at your gameplay. Now, the aim problem. In Counter-Strike, I have played IGL secondary op. Okay, the dynamic playstyle of Valorant does not suit my op playstyle, so I have settled on Vandal. I tend to spray because all habits die hard, and that is, I think, what causes my headshot KD problem. I mean, in Valorant, spraying is cancerous, definitely, because spray patterns are completely random, and definitely, you know, in Valorant, you need to focus more on movement, proper crosshair placement, proper positioning, and on one-tapping and burst firing. Like, going for the full spray, especially with a Vandal, God help you. You know, basically, like, you pray to God when you go for the spray, and maybe you're gonna kill a target. Now, one thing that I don't like here is that you said you settled on Vandal. What type of shit is that? What is that mindset? In a game of Valorant, you want to become a John Wick. You want to master I don't care what suits you and what doesn't suit you. Force yourself outside of your comfort zone. Grow as a player. I don't care what type of player you are. Every player should master every single weapon in this game and have multiple different playstyles so that he is a useful asset for his team in every single round. Like, pick up the operator. Learn how to play op in Valorant. It is easy. It's a free elo stick. Getting kills in op in this game is, okay, a bit harder than in Counter-Strike, but still easy. Learn how to play Outlaw, Stinger, Judge, Bucky, Sheriff, Classic, Phantom, everything. Now, the KST problem. I feel like in these lobbies, I often end up playing blank spaces of map, or I have to fill, because my teammates, who knows why, just switch to other bomb site. So I often die alone without a refrag potential. I don't want to change them, lost cause, but I want to learn how to be more efficient in scenarios when I'm alone and whole enemy team rushes me. Like, when you're alone on the site, and you're holding some like, so basically, let's say you're playing Omen on the C site, and I'm holding the C site alone. Like, my job is not really to stop the enemy's push alone and to kill all of the enemies. Like, your primary job is to delay the enemy's push as much as you can so that your teammates can rotate to help you out and to slowly give the space to the enemies one by one. But not for free, but by trying to get as many kills as possible while you're rotating to the dead last position. You know, if I'm playing C-set with Omen, for an example alone, I will be maybe jump spotting this angle, this corner, maybe doing a one-way smoke here, and trying to get one pick. Then I will probably teleport into this position. From that spot, try to get one more pick, then do a smoke, do a paranoia, you know, as the enemies are pushing out, try to get one more pick, and then I will teleport here, and if I cannot, you know, if I think I'm gonna die, I'm gonna play safe. I'm gonna go all the way into CT and play a retake with my teammates. 70% of times in Valorant, it is better to play a 5v5 retake rather than losing your life trying to stop the enemy's push. Especially if you're just gonna lose the life. If you think, enemies have so much good, you know, enemies have like really good agents to push the C site. I don't know, they have a Gecko with the ultimate and flash. They have a Killjoy with the ultimate and utility. They have the Jet and Raze and Yoru. Like, you cannot stop their push alone. Sure. Like, try to delay them as much as you can. Try to maybe get a frag and get a pick. Play safe, play the retake with your teammates. 70% of times, it is better to just stay alive, delay the enemy's push a bit, and play a retake, rather than trying to be a hero that is gonna win every fucking round alone. No one is able to do that. This is still a team play game with abilities, which is even more cancerous. And essentially, like, you know, don't die alone. Like, if you're not able to stop the enemy's push, communicate to your teammates. Tell them, hey guys, can you help me out? They don't want to help you out because they're egoistic, stubborn, or something like that. You know, you have a lot of the strategies, a lot of the tactics, especially with Omen, how you can easily make the numbers advantage for your team, get one pick, and then play safe. You know, if I make a 5v4 numbers advantage, or 5v3, I don't give a fuck about map control anymore. I'm just gonna tuck myself in, focus on playing the refrag potential with my allies, and that's it. Like, in a game of Valorant, the number one thing that you want to prioritize is safety over anything else, essentially. Like, nothing else matters. Like, and picking the smart fights at the right moment of time. Like, not everyone can be Demon 1, you know, swinging out, killing 3 enemies in the same time. But everyone in this game can play smart and in an efficient way as well. An efficient gameplay is the gameplay where you're potentially trying to get the kills, abusing some off angles, some good strategies, tactics, like basically abusing as many 70-30 gunfights as possible, while you're slowly rotating through different positions, and then as the dead last fight, you're picking some kind of a 50-50 fight. The duo problem. Although the VOD I have sent is from solo game, I wanted to learn more about my solo mistakes. Most games I play with my duo with a buddy of mine who mains Cypher. Could you please provide me a brief general playstyle? How should we cooperate together on defenders, on defense and offense, no matter the map? I train my aim on that. I mean, like, I don't know, like, what to tell you, bro. Like, you're playing here, like, he's maining Cypher, you're maining Omen, right? Is that the case? Like, there's nothing for, like, when I do a queue, my playstyle and my gameplay doesn't change at all as when I'm solo as well. I don't know, like, literally, you know, if you want to do a queue with someone, playing an Omen and Cypher is not maybe the best idea ever. Like, if you want to fully abuse the duo queue potential. This specific duo problem I have completely explained in my forum right here. Like, inside of this forum, as the coach on my Discord server, find the thread, like, yeah, here is the thread, like duo queue masterclass. Go there. Inside of this thread, inside of this forum, I have completely explained, like, how to get the most benefits from duo queue, what you should do, and what you should focus on. Like, this question is explained inside of that forum there. I train my aim on deathmatch and range. Single double taps only, okay, but when real combat comes, I tend to spray. For the WOD, I have chosen Lotus because it is my worst map. This WOD we have played most of the game 5 before, and we managed to lose it anyway. I seek knowledge how to solo carry these games to victory and find general mistakes to do when I'm playing my beloved Omen. By the way, Shorty is the best. I just realized now, like, Shorty is a really good weapon. Okay, listen. Okay, so throughout this WOD, we're going to find some kind of a solution for your mechanical skill. Like, I'm gonna try to recommend you some kind of my private trainings and private routines. I have like 100 pre-recorded training examples and aim training routines, so one of our main goals is gonna be finding something that is gonna suit you the best. And also we're gonna focus on, you know, the gameplay mistakes that you're making. Now, when it comes to your tracker, you recently started playing the game, so, you know, getting Platinum 1 and Gold 3 in just 2 acts, not bad. You know, it's really fucking good. Really good. Like, you're better than, I don't know, 50% of players in this game. Now, if you just started playing the Valorant, and you got Platinum 1 already, I really feel that, you know, until the end of Season 8, I mean, Episode 8, you can easily get maybe even Ascendant 1, to be honest. Now, when it comes to your tracker, everything is kind of terrible. You know, average damage per round for a gold and platinum elo, even though you're maining Omen, not that good. You know, like 125 is, you know, we can discuss it. Having below 1 KD in gold and platinum lobbies is also bad. That usually means that you're dying in some stupid fights. Maybe you're not able to contest the enemies. Maybe you're, I don't know. We will see in the WOD. But this KD in a gold and platinum elo, unacceptable. KST of 73%, it's okay. You know, not that bad. But what we are aiming for is always 75%. Like, having above 75% KST is what you're always aiming for. If you want to be a valuable asset for your team, that means that, you know, you're not dying in some stupid fights and you're a valuable asset to your allies. Now, next thing, overall headshot percentage is kind of low. I'm not gonna lie. Like 14.2% overall for a gold and platinum elo is bad. But this number here is not that important. What is really important is your headshot percentage on the weapons. 16% on Vandal. Aye, bro. Too much spraying. Maybe movement is disconnected from your aim. We'll check it in the VOD. But 16%, not good. Like, we need to work on your... Like, what we need to work on, probably, is your static aim. Quite a lot. We'll see in the VOD. I mean, I don't know what to say based on the fucking tracker, you know. Now, let me check other statistics, like 1.8% clutch percentage, you know. When it comes to clutch percentage, you want to keep this overall percentage at like 4 to 6. Like, around like 60% of your 1v1s you need to win, and 50% of 1v2s you need to win. So we need to have better game decisions when we're 1v1, 1v2, and learn how to clutch these scenarios. I mean, 1v3s, 1v4s, and 1v5s, you're gonna clutch once in a blue moon. Don't even expect it, to be honest. If you clutch that, good, move to the next round. Let me see something else. Body shots, first bloods. Okay. Okay, and my guy is maining Omen. But what are you playing on Breeze? I mean, Omen up to Immortal 3. You can main Omen on every single map. But on Breeze, playing Omen, brother... I don't know. And you're performing quite well with the Chamber as well. Chamber is not bad for you. Why? And Reyna as well. Uh-huh. Why did you pick Omen? I mean, Omen is S+ tier agent, and the best agent to improve every single skill set of yours. But Jet exists. Chamber is S tier as well. Phoenix is S tier. Raze is S+. You know? Like, you don't need to only commit to playing Omen. You can maybe feel a bit more, like, the work on multiple different skill sets, like, why not? Like, why not? Let me check your win rate on the maps. Let's open up the notepad. Main agents on different maps. Let's go with a, like this, like, so let's start with a Breeze. On Breeze, like, Omen is, it's playable. You know, you can play Omen on Breeze as a secondary controller if you're gonna play him like a duelist. But I would never, like, I don't know, Omen as a solo controller, like, not really good, not really good. Not good at all, to be honest. On Breeze, if I was you, I would actually roll with a Chamber as a main pick. I would actually roll as a Chamber as a main pick. And as a flex secondary pick, I would just go with Arena. If you don't like the Chamber on Breeze. But Chamber on Breeze is really good. You know, Operator, Outlaw, Headhunter, his ultimate, like, there's no reason for you to play Reyna over the Chamber, like, on Breeze. And Chamber is also going to be more beneficial for you once you reach the medium and high-low lobbies. Plus, the Chamber is getting buffed, so Agent is going to be really good. Now, on Ascent. On Ascent, like, obviously, Omen should be your main character. Why not? Secondary pick can be, like, Reyna as a flex. Actually, what I would recommend you is maybe to try Jet on Ascent. Jet on Ascent is really good, especially in the lobbies below. I mean, in every lobby. Like, try out the Jet. Maybe Jet is gonna switch your playstyle, like, a bit better. I see that you have a really high performance on the Duelist and on the Chamber. So why not? Why never try the Jet? Jet is still a hyper carry in the game. One of the best agents to improve and grind the game. Machine for solo queue. Why not? Like try Jet and Reyna. Also on Breeze as well. Why not? Jet and Reyna. And if you really need to, like, you know. And also on Ascent, like, Chamber can work. And you can play him as a fill pick, essentially. Now, if everything here is picked for some reason. Now on Icebox, okay, let's talk about the Icebox. On Icebox, I would actually recommend you for this elo to roll with the Chamber as a main agent. Chamber on Icebox is, once again, because of the long range corridors and different TP setups. Like, TP setups of Chamber are so good on Breeze and Icebox. Try maining Chamber on these maps. And if I was you, I would pick the Jet and Reyna as a flex picks. If nobody wants to play Duelist, but that rarely happens. And I would play Omen as a fill up to Immortal 3. After Immortal 3, like, Viper is much better. Now, next map is Split. On Split, if I was you, I would definitely play Omen as a main. Omen on Split is Giga Chad. Like, there are so many strategies, so many tactics, so many executes, outplays, so many, like, versatility and self-sustainability of Omen on Split is insane. Pick Omen as a main, Jet as a flex pick, and Chamber. I mean, both Jet and Chamber can be your flex picks, essentially. Now, next map we have a Sunset. On Sunset, let me see your statistics. Omen. On Sunset, maybe you can try something else. I mean, generally on that map, smokes don't matter that much. Like, map is like a fucking deathmatch, claustrophobic deathmatch. And if I was you, I would actually try either Jet or Reyna on that map as a main character. Based on your statistics, you know. I would play Omen, Chamber as a flex pick, and Omen as a fill if I really need to fill in the smokes. Bind, no, I'm not gonna debate this at all. Like, you should master the Omen on Bind. Literally the best agent on that map. Like, there's so many outplays, so many strategies done. And as your flex picks, you can roll like with any of this. Like, literally, it doesn't matter at all. Take a look at my rank playbook. You can find it on my Discord server. I've completely covered the, you know, the bind with Omen. I'm not gonna debate this topic at all. Now, Lotus, I mean, on Lotus, like, you can roll with Omen as a main. But to be honest, Chamber is also really good on Lotus, so maybe you can try him as well. And on this map, like, you can just play Jet and Reyna as a flexible picks. Okay, so based on your statistics and based on your tracker, this is what I would do and what I would try in the episode 8, Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And after the episode 8 ends, we can check your tracker again to see how much you improved, how well these agents suit you. And I will just stick to these 4 characters: Chamber, Jet, Reyna, and Omen. But primarily, Omen, Jet, and Chamber. Reyna is, I don't know, like, if you really just want to shoot the heads and you want to have fun and just chill a bit, you know, relax from using your brain. Now. Okay. Pistol rounds on top, very good. Full buys are there. Ecos are absolute fucking garbage, man. Like, in eco rounds, you need to become a much more useful asset for your team. Like, I don't know what you're buying for eco rounds, but if you're playing Omen, like, 80% of times you should be doing some aggressive play with a classic pistol shorty and just shitting onto the enemies. Your eco rounds need to be much better. Like, in eco rounds, your KSD should be at least 72-73%. Your KD should be in between 0.95 and 1. Like, you should at least try to find 1 kill during the eco rounds. Everything else is fine here. And when it comes to your weaponry, I've already discussed this. Like, you need to implement Operator, Outlaw, everything basically. Like, you're only playing Vandal, Spectre, and Classic and Ghost. How is this even possible? Like, Stinger higher, Shorty higher, Judge higher, Outlaw higher, Operator higher. This is really bad. This is really bad, man. Like, go in a custom server. You know, go in a practice range. Go in a team deathmatch. Go in a deathmatch. Practice how to use all of these guns. Like, it is impossible for, like, that Spectre and Vandal, that you have so many kills on the Vandal. Like, depending what is your economy, what is enemy's economy, which map you're playing, depends which weapon you want to abuse. Okay. Okay. Let's see the gameplay. Let's see the VOD. Like, I really don't know. I need to see what my guy is actually doing on the map. So we have a Lotus, and yeah, let's get it. Was a win and loss for today. We won 2 matches and lost 1. We're like 3 games away from Radiant. Why did you stop? I don't know. I want to chill a bit and do a VOD review. Like, it's better. It's much better if you just play like 3 to 5 matches per day. It's always better. Like, in the last like in the past like 10 days, I have been playing only like 2 to 5 games per day, and I've got 200 rank rating. 200 rank rating. Like, I don't know. And when I was playing like 10 matches per day, I was always negative. And it's not only about my performance. Obviously, like, I cannot keep my performance at 100% like in 10 matches. But I don't know. The matchmaking is fucked. Like, literally, like, when I play 10 matches in a row, I mean, not in a row, like, during a day, in the same day. Like, already from the 4th, 5th, 6th match, I need to pray to God to get normal teammates. Normal teammates, not a good teammates. Just neutral, you know? But now I'm just playing, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games per day. Plus 200 rank rating in like... 30 seconds left. In 10 days, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Okay, we're starting on the defender side. Okay, Lotus. Listen. Defender side of Lotusimus. On defense of Lotus, A site is your #1 priority and your default site. But also, C site is your 1.1 priority and also a default site. So what is a default bomb site in Valorant? Default bomb site is the site that we prioritize defending when we have no idea where the enemies are gonna go next. And also, like, when we don't know what we want to do on the attacker side. It is better to push or defend the default bomb site because it is harder for retake, easier for the post plant, harder for defense, easier for the attack. Now, because of the overall map design. Now, on a defender side, both A site and C site are kinda equal for you when it comes to a prioritization, what you want to defend. But I always defend the A site in the first round because playing the retake of A site in the first round is an absolute cancer. And in the first round of Lotus, you never want to aggress the enemies in the A main area of the map. You don't want to fight for this space right here because we're gonna waste way too much utility that we can use for the retake of the C site. I mean, our only utility. So in the first round of Lotus, you always want to play A site. You want to play a bit more passively, and there's enormous amount of things that you can do. We can play a classic pistol shorty strategy here. Basically, classic light shield shorty. When the round starts, pick up the shorty from the ground, do this type of a smoke when the enemies are pushing into the site, and try to fuck up the enemies through the smoke. You can play a classic shorty strategy here. Classic shorty strategy here. You can just play with a classic pistol light shield and utility and try to delay the enemy's push with a, you know, one-way smokes and fight with your teammates. You don't need to buy a light shield. You can buy a classic paranoia, 2 smokes and throughout the step. That's also fine. Also, what you can do, if you feel a bit more ballsy that day, you feel that your aim is good, you can just buy a sheriff. You know, buy a sheriff. You can hold this angle, go for a few one-taps, rotate towards the bomb site, go for another one-tap, bap bap, then go for another one-tap. Aha, enemies are pushing through the doors, no problem. Let's move the doors. We can spam the doors, we can spam this angle, this angle. Why Sheriff? Totally fine on Lotus in the first round because walls are built out of paper, basically. Like, there's so many angles that you can spam and so easy kills that you get. So it's really up to you what you want to purchase. The only thing that I would never buy on Lotus in the first round is the Frenzy, and also the Ghost, ever. Now let's see how he's gonna play the first round. Here we have some copyrighted music. I will never play the first round on B site. Only because B site is significantly easier for the retake. When it comes to C site and A site, B site is like 50-50. You never know in which direction the retake is gonna go. But retaking A site and C site in the first round is an absolute cancer, especially A site.
Hello, guys. Hey.
Oh.
Hello, bro.
Chico.
Cover going out.
Always A site. Always A site, brother. Always A site in the first round.
No one see.
Oh, listen. Now, for every single map in Valorant, this is one rule that you want to apply on a defender side. Now, we split Valorant maps in 2 categories. Maps with slow rotations on defenders side. Maps with fast rotations on defenders side. Slow rotation maps are like Haven, Icebox, Lotus, Breeze, and Pearl. Pearl. And the fast rotation maps are Split, Ascent. What's left, man? Sunset, Fracture, and what? Actually, not Pearl. Pearl is here. Pearl, and this is Bind. Okay, let's. Now, what does this mean for you? When you're playing slow rotation maps on a defender's side, essentially, we need to anchor the bomb sites and our positions a bit longer until we're 100% certain what the enemies are doing on the attacker's side. So before you make some kind of a game decision, you need to ask yourself like 6, 5, 7 different questions whether or not you should rotate or go for some kind of a lurk and flank. On the fast rotation maps, bomb site control doesn't matter at all. Like for example on Split, I don't give a shit about B site and A site. I'll gladly play a 5v5 retakes 24/7. On these maps, team play is everything. Like, you need to prioritize the numbers advantage and fighting every single fight that your teammates are fighting instead of the map control. That doesn't mean that we are selling the information to the enemies. You know, I will never sell the info, but, you know, if my teammates are fighting in mid or anywhere, I'll help them as soon as possible. For example, on Split, B tower control and A tower control are far more important than A set and B set control. And on these maps with fast rotations, you always want to play a semi-aggressive playstyle where you are consistently, with the long-range weapons, contesting the enemies in the main areas of that map. Now, in the first round on defenders side, always rotate or make some kind of a move on the first contact between enemies and your teammates. The most common callout for the first round is on attacker's side is to push something together as fast as possible. Push something together as fast as possible. So basically, you know, here when your Sage got a contact that enemies are pushing B site, I'm out. Fuck the B site, I'm playing in the A link, defending the A link, and playing a fast rotation towards the A site.
Okay.
Shadows traveling.
BB.
Oh shit. B. Yeah, split B. It's B.
Sure. Ooh, we have a sheriff. Wait.
C.
So in this first round, you bought 2 smokes, 2 shrouded steps, classy pistol, and shorty. Listen, if you're playing a classy pistol shorty strategy in the first round, you have only 2 buy options. Like, you have classic, shorty, light shield, and 1 shrouded step. Classic, shorty, smoke, paranoia, and 1 shrouded step. Like, I feel that paranoia is better than 1 more shrouded step for the first round if you're already playing without the light shield. So make sure to correct that next time.
Split B.
Listen, in these, you know, low elo lobbies, basically in Valorant everything is low elo between Iron 1 and Diamond 3. With Omen, when the enemies are pushing you together, you know, when you're getting pinched, when you're getting fucked, and they know your location, and force yourself to use a bit more fake teleports. Like, essentially here, you're 4 versus 4. You know, obviously, you don't need to contest the enemies alone. You can wait for your teammates to rotate and play the retake together. But to be honest, like, in this low elo, players are mega dumb, and they never, like, you know, expect the fake teleports. So, if I have Omen and Gecko pushing me here, I'm doing this, making them think that I went there, and I'm taking 2 easy kills. Like, fake teleports is something that you should apply with Omen as much as you want in the elos below, like Ascendant 1, especially in the elos below Ascendant 1, and something that you should always do when you're getting pinched, when, and you know, when you're gonna fight more than one enemy, etc, etc.
Spike planted.
Instead of, you know, doing what you did here.
Spike planted.
Okay, okay. There's nothing else to say here, like,
Too much.
except that, you know, when enemies were pushing you here,
Planted.
you could have easily teleported away and chose a better, like, you know, the reason why you play Omen and why you main Omen is because of his versatility, self-sustainability, and his potential to reposition and take different type of gunfights. Like here, you know, instead of waiting for Gecko and Omen to stomp me in a like 1v2 gunfight, why don't we reposition? Why don't we use our utility to make easier fights for ourselves? You know, in this round here, we could have easily done a fake teleport, kill the Gecko, kill the Omen. When you were reloading the weapon and going back, you could have done this teleport. Jump. Teleport behind the box. And then, bam bam. Medium range, you know, long range fight with the sheriff. Easy kill. We could have done some kind of a smoke. And try to outplay the enemies again with a fake teleport. Easy kill. Like with Omen, the more you use your utility, the more you force yourself to use your utility, the more success you're gonna find. Like with Omen, everything is about keeping your location a secret, creating easier gunfights for yourself, and that's why you're maining this agent. Like this agent, like, doesn't rely on your mechanics at all. I mean, he should not rely. Like, your success with Omen should never rely on your mechanical skill. That's what I wanted to say. And when Gecko was engaging you, like, your crosshair placement was terrible, but we'll see, like, you know, your crosshair placement in the next round, in the following rounds.
Yep.
Now listen, whenever you lose the first round on Lotus, so if you lost the first round on Lotus, then in a second round always play the A site, and you can repeat the classic pistol shorty strategy, you know, wherever the fuck you want to do it. And if you win the first round of Lotus, in the second round always play on the B site and play a fast rotation between the C site, A site, and defend the B site. Why? Because 80% of times on Lotus, when enemies lose the first round, they're gonna play either a default or they're gonna hit you on B and C because they have a close range weapons and it makes more sense for them to push the B site and C site. And in this second round of Lotus, what I usually buy is Outlaw with a heavy shield or Outlaw with a light shield and the utility. Outlaw is amazing weapon for anti-eco rounds and bonus rounds, and I really feel that on 90% of maps on a defender side, in 90% of case scenarios, you should force the Outlaw when you win the first round. Go for the body shots, easy kills, bonus round. For the bonus round as well, really good weapon. There's no reason to buy anything else. And then, you know, we can just hold some kind of a tight pixel angle here, aim for the body shot, bam, one kill, reposition here, another body shot, second kill, play the retake with your teammates. That's it. Done.
Cover going out.
I mean, Stinger is also fine, but
Odin's?
Stinger is also fine, but you know, now that Outlaw exists in the game, like outlaw. It's just it's a broken weapon, you know. Like for whenever you notice like that, whenever you notice that enemies don't have the money for the heavy shields, like 3 or 4 enemies have below 3,800 credits, or enemies are playing some kind of an eco halberd round, you can force up with the outlaw for easy kills, and that's it.
Round? What? What?
Shadows traveling.
Okay.
Round? What? What?
Okay, we didn't see this part of the clip. So, Arena died in the C-Long. Deadlock has the Odin without the shield. Where did the Siege die?
What?
Siege died on A side from the
What?
Yoru. Okay. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
Shadows traveling.
Okay, in this round, there's nothing better you could have done specifically, like, to be honest. Like, the only thing that you could have done differently is that, remember that whenever you have numbers advantage or economy advantage over the enemies and you're playing on a defender's side, map control doesn't matter for you, and you can rotate once again on the first contact between enemies and your teammates. Everything is about the team play and preserving the numbers. So maybe here, your rotation towards the C set could have been a bit faster, but your team has made so many mistakes that literally, you know, they died in a solo fight. Nothing better you could have done. Let's see how this retake is going to look like.
Shadows traveling.
Okay. Listen, when you're going for the retake of the C site, with Omen, it is a bit easier. Especially when you have a close range weapons, if you're going for the retake through the CT area of the map. Like, you will notice when I play Omen on Lotus, like 90% of times, I retake the C site through the CT. Why? Especially when I have a close range weapons or I'm in a numbers disadvantage. Because with this smoke here, you know, and paranoia here, I can easily take the front side control, then enter the smoke sideways, use a TP as a recon tool, and potentially outplay the enemies and find some kills. So essentially, like, retakes on C side are generally easier for you if you're going through the CT area of the map. Like, you can find easier kills for yourself, and your utility as an Omen player is far better, you know. It's just like you have more options.
Nice.
Ooh, that teleport is shit, bro. Listen, like, this TP is okay, but you needed to teleport, you know, much. Like, when you're using an Omen teleport and you want to use a teleport behind some kind of a cover, if you have time, pay attention on the minimap. Like, make sure that that teleport is exactly behind that cover. Like, on the minimap, you see this, like, purple circle up there. You see it, I see it, we see it all. Like, make sure that, you know, you're exactly behind that cover. Like, enemies cannot kill you from any corner, and then teleport. Like, the TP that you did, I mean, this guy sees you. This guy probably sees your shoulder, like... What the fuck was this?
Take one up.
Last player standing.
Listen, you know, if you already know that 2 enemies are C-long, and the enemy smoke is disappearing, that probably means that you don't have time to, you know, defuse the spike. Like, here, unfortunately, when the smoke was disappearing, you needed to fight the enemies. I don't know why Gecko didn't use a wingman. He maybe used a wingman, like, for the retake, to be honest. There's not that much that you could have done better in this round, to be honest. Like, as I've already said, your team has made so many mistakes that you couldn't compensate in any way. Anyways, like Lotus is a heavily attacker side map, so on defense, if you win like 6 rounds, it's more than enough. Let's see how we play the rest of the match. Okay, we're starting on B again. Listen, so we lost the first round. We won the first round, lost the second round, and now in third round we're playing an eco round, and enemies are full buy. When the enemies are full buy on Lotus, it doesn't really make sense for them to push the B side and to push these claustrophobic areas of the maps when you're eco and hull buy. You know, 70 to 80% of times, enemies are either gonna push C or A when you're eco and hull buy. So right now, whenever I'm playing an eco or hull buy round on Lotus, like I played either on C side or A side, depending on where my teammates have more problems defending, or depending like what was that pattern of enemies pushing on the attacker's side. So in this round, because, you know, in the first round enemies went A, in the second round they went C, I would actually play A side instead of the B side.
Cover going out.
But this might be... we might get a kill, because one enemy is mentally retarded! Yes, sir!
Wait, you got a gun?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Okay, we got a kill. Good, not bad. Good play. Everything is fine. But you need to be aware that a link area of the map exists, and that enemies right now, after this kill, can be a link, you know.
Nice.
Like already here. Okay,
You got a gun?
you know, I need to pre-assume that some of the enemies might be here. I cannot run out here with a knife out and pray to God, man, nah. Enemies are not there, you know, like, fuck it. And why are you giving the gun to the Reyna? You're better than her. Carry your team. Bro, you have an Odin, like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank you.
Pistol, please, pistol. Never mind.
Why did you give her a gun?
Charges. Shadows traveling.
There.
Okay, then let's try it.
Reloading.
Tissue.
Spike down A.
I don't get it.
No charges.
What? Confidence 0, man.
Cover going out.
One enemy remaining. Enemy spotted A.
Can be flanking, watch out.
I think left.
Do you know he's there? No need.
Okay. Two things that this round tells me is that your overall awareness in the game is really poor. Like, you don't track the information really well. Like, you're not aware of all of the possibilities, like where the enemies can be, what they can do, what are your teammates doing, and stuff like that. And the second thing is, like, your minimap awareness is also shit. Like, I feel that those two things we need to fix with some kind of training already. Listen, man, like, if you're already 4 versus 1, remember one tip. When you have a true numbers advantage, what is a true numbers advantage in Valorant? So, true numbers advantage, like 5v1, you know, 5v2, 5v3, 4v1, 4v2, 4v3, 3v1, 3v2, and 2v1. Play Counter-Strike instead of Valorant. Focus on clean gunfights with your teammates. Do everything that is within your capabilities to play a proper refrag game. You don't give shit about map control. You don't give shit about spike control. When these numbers are present in the game, follow your most aggressive teammates or teammates that have the highest chances of dying. Try to preserve their deaths. Try to like compensate every single mistake that your teammates might make, and every mistake that might hurt you, hurt your economy, or hurt your chances of winning that round. Here, if I'm 5v1 and I know that enemy Omen is there, yes, the most logical option is like, you know, let's gather around the spike and wait for the Omen. But if my teammates are already rushing there, you know, that's it. You need to play with them. In this case scenario, you should have been with your Sage there. Now you should be with the Reyna there.
Shadows traveling.
Also, one more thing. And this utility usually is fine. I just want to add one more thing. Stay away from using any unnecessary utility that might fuck you up based on timings or luck factor. So basically, when I have true numbers advantage, I will never go for some aggressive outplays, for some crazy teleports. I don't know, I will never do some weird smokes to outplay the enemies. I'll just stick to the one-ways, regular smokes and stuff like that.
30 seconds left.
Okay, we know that Omen is going CT. Also tell your teammates what you hear. I mean, right now he heard the enemy Omen going onto the B tower. Like, our Jet is gonna die like a potato. He used the stairs. You should be holding this and Jet holding the CT. We need to hold the CT. Jet. Omen can be CT.
10 seconds left.
Safe.
He's CT, bro. I don't know. Audio doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Come on.
that was a good one.
Listen. Now, in this round, let's look at the enemy's economy again. Is he gonna press a tab? Yes. So enemies are once again playing somewhat of a eco halbay round. Whenever enemies are eco and halbay on this map, like I usually start around the B site, and I play a fast rotation towards the C site and A site. Especially when the enemies have some kind of an ultimate, such as Gecko's Thresh, Killjoy's ultimate, Breach ultimate. Like 80% of times is gonna be a C or B push. In the first round, enemies split the B site. Second round, enemies pushed the C site and play default. Third round, enemies pushed A site. So now in this fourth round, because enemies are following the AB rule, what is the AB rule and rule of fear? You know, I've explained millions of times, and if you don't know until now, like, I don't know, you're not watching enough of my VOD reviews. And essentially, the highest chances in this round is that enemies will either go C or B. Start on the B side passively, we don't need to aggress the enemies, and play a fast rotation towards the C side, and that's it. And you can tell your teammates on C to fight for the C long control, give them the one-way smoke, get ready to flush, that's it.
Gun?
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. But to be honest, he's playing B side every round. Anyways.
Cover going out.
They're playing.
And if you notice, okay, this is the second time this happens. So, when you think from now on, from this round here, we have made a very important game decision. Let me explain. So, first 4 rounds in Valorant are the most important rounds for you. On both attack and defense. During those rounds, you should have 100%, 120% focus in the game. We call these rounds learning rounds. Your focus is on reading enemies and your allies. You need to make a decision how you want to play the rest of your game based on what enemies and your teammates are doing. Now, during these rounds, in the first 4 rounds, you should have the highest ego in your team. Trying to stay alive in the last 3 players as best as you can. You need to control the outcome of these rounds, and generally speaking, opinion of your teammates doesn't matter at all. Every match of Valorant, we start in a pessimistic way where your teammates need to prove themselves that they are good. Actually good. So your allies yeah, basically that's okay. Now listen, in the first 4 rounds, essentially, like when you're playing on a defender side, you are asking yourself what type of pattern of pushing enemies are using, what type of team composition enemies have, how can enemies fuck us up with a specific team composition, what can we do to counter the enemies, and that's it when it comes to reading the enemies. And what the enemies are doing on the macro and micro level. You know, do enemies have someone that likes to lurk, flank, play solo, etc, etc. We've noticed that one enemy is always playing alone and solo, so we can always expect one enemy, you know, somewhere far away from the enemies in this specific match, from the rest of the team. Now, when it comes to the team play, in the first 4 rounds, you're asking yourself, are my teammates capable of defending a specific area of the map? And do I have any teammates that are dying instantly to the enemies? And how can I prevent that in the future rounds? When you're playing Valorant, if you ever reach the 5th round of a specific match and you don't have a single idea how to play the rest of the game, you know, how to adapt yourself to your teammates and how to counter the enemies, you didn't properly read the game at all. Like, there's always some kind of a solution that you can apply starting from the round 5. Now, in this specific game that we played thus far, our teammates are mentally ill on the C side. From now on, whenever we think that there is at least 55 to 60% of chance that enemies are gonna push C, you're playing C yourself, and you don't give a fuck what your teammates tell you to do. Like, basically, you know, on a defender side, in the first 4 rounds, you just need to decide, are my teammates good or bad? If your teammates are bad, their opinion doesn't matter. It is totally fine, even if you need to stack some bomb site to defend it, stack it. It doesn't matter. It is better for you to play a 5v5 retake of A site than playing a 3v5 retake of C site for the rest of the game, you know. And this is what I was talking about as well. Like, we already noticed this specific pattern in the previous 3 rounds. Enemies are never pushing S5 together. Enemies always have one player that is lurking, flanking, doing something solo. If I've noticed that in the first 3 rounds, already in the 4th round I have that information. Like, you should have been, like, when the enemies were hitting C, you should have expected this. Like, they just repeated the same pattern they did in the 2nd round. Like, patterns are so, like, the main mistake. So, just a second. The main mistake of Valorant players: too repetitive, shallow shallow like shallow game knowledge, lack of versatile. I don't know if you. I hope right. Like, I don't know, man. Versatile strategies, lack of versatility. So basically, the main thing that you can abuse in a game of Valorant is exactly this. Like players in ranked solo queue, they love to abuse the 1, 2, or 3 things maximum, over and over and over again. As soon as you notice some kind of a pattern in the enemy's gameplay, pre-assume that that is the main playstyle, the main way how the enemies like to play the game. And as soon as you notice some kind of a shit like that, instantly cut it down, counter the enemies. Like if I notice that for the first 3 rounds, I say equilibrium, take a lot, man. If I notice that, 3 rounds, enemies always had one guy here, I'm gonna expect that guy for the rest of the match to be there. And I'll be punishing that idiot 24/7 if I'm already playing B side. So you should have been aware of this possibility, and we should have cleared this angle a bit better. To be honest, there was no reason to clear this angle. You should have started the rotation towards the C side because your teammates on C die like a potatoes. Now, in this round here, we have no idea what enemies are gonna do. We really have no idea what the enemies are gonna push. But since we lost the only 2 rounds on the C side, I would actually play C side in this round. I don't know. We've noticed that our teammates are bad on C. Let's go. Now, listen. Proper economy management in Valorant exists. There are certain things that you want to buy in the first round, second round, third round, eco rounds, halberd rounds, stuff like that. But how do you manage economy based on what your teammates buy? So, if 3 of your teammates are forcing in a specific round, full buying, you full buy as well. If 2 of your teammates are saving and 2 are forcing, you save. So essentially in this round, where 3 of your teammates have a full buy, you buy as well. Like there's no point for you to save the money, because in the next round they're gonna play. Sage doesn't have money to buy. Jet has some kind of a low half buy. Only Reyna can buy in the next round. So whenever you have like 3 teammates that are forcing and full buying, you always full buy and force with them. So here what we should buy, like maybe I don't know, heavy shield, stinger, sheriff, and smoke, and play C side, try to fuck up the enemies with some one-way smoke, fake one-way smokes, or kill them around the smokes. Or what we can do is like buy a judge and heavy shield, why not? Like but there's no forcing, there's no saving in this round. And your teammates are buying.
Cover going out.
Okay, enemies are actually going A. Okay, this round.
On A.
One down.
Aye. This is a really good bait for you, man. This is a really good bait for you. Okay, so Deadlock is always pushing in the B. There is a huge chance that she's still B main. Good smoke for the A main. We might get a kill here. This is a very dangerous one and done angle. Like I generally don't play this this angle at all.
Probably see him, don't see.
Shadows traveling.
Is
In
it
front
A?
of B. They are going
okay.
C, I think. Based on footsteps. But
Nice. Bro, you're too good.
Good, very good, very good.
Flashing for you, Jet.
Ready yet?
one on A. Come together.
Planting A.
Spike planted.
Reyna C, go, 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 go.
One enemy remaining.
Nice,
Cover going out.
Oh, what?
Gecko, go A, go A, go A.
Passive.
Okay, listen. In this round as well, your team has made an enormous amount of mistakes. Like, basically, you know, they picked so many of these 1v1 fights. You couldn't help them in any way. In this 2v1 scenario, you have two options. When you have the Omen ultimate. If you're far away from your teammate, usually the best idea is to use your ultimate to connect with your ally and to play a proper refrag game with that teammate. But if you know the exact location of an enemy, then you don't need to use it. I mean, right now we don't know where is the Gecko, so when you have the ultimate and you're split apart from your teammate, use it to connect with the Gecko and play the refrag game with the Gecko.
I have paranoia.
I love how Gecko pushed and he didn't check
Ready when
like
you are?
half of these positions. Okay. Okay, listen. Whenever you're playing, so let me explain this. Listen. Enemy Gecko is here. Our Gecko is here. And we're here. Spike is there. So, whenever you have true numbers advantage over the enemies, or numbers are equal, if you have only one smoke, always use that smoke to cover up the spike diffuser and to defuse the spike, or to bait the spike diffuse and then peek the enemies. Whenever you're in the numbers disadvantage, you want to use the spike towards the enemies and basically like try to use that smoke. You want to use the smoke towards the enemies and try to use that smoke as a tool to basically fuck up the enemies as they're going out from the smoke, or maybe try to pressure the enemies a bit more. Let's say for an example, in this scenario, like we were, I don't know, like 2 versus 3. Like Gecko is here and let's say 3 enemies are in the tree. 3 enemies are here. Fuck it. In this example, it is much better to use this type of a smoke, let the Gecko defuse the spike, and then you're slowly trying to creep through the smoke and trying to fuck up the enemies. So essentially here, you know, you should have, when your smoke was getting replenished, like,
Nice, good job.
you should have used it for the spike defuse. Once again, like, if you notice that your teammates are shit somewhere, like, you know, first of all, in this game, enemies are completely following AB rule. What does the AB rule means? Like, every single round, enemies will try to do something different compared to the previous round because they think that is unpredictable, while in reality, that makes them more predictable. And what is the rule of fear? Players in ranked solo queue are usually afraid to repeat their mistakes from the previous rounds because they are pussies, basically. Like, but that is stupid, essentially. So in this round, there's a huge chance that enemies are gonna hit C again. Our teammates on C set were terrible, and in this round, I would definitely play C set if I was you and do everything in my capabilities to support this Reyna.
Cover going out.
Many C.
Now, on Lotus, when you're doing a smoke for the C site, I heavily recommend you to learn this one-way smoke, to do it from any angle and any position. Like, this is the best smoke that you can give for your teammates, like when they're playing, you know, backside and from the side, to stop the enemies push and to fuck up the enemies. Otherwise, you know, if you want to stop the enemies push and fuck up the enemies, this default smoke is fine, but I would recommend you to learn this one way.
Maybe they're going on.
Okay?
Healing. Get him, wingman.
We need to remember, like, we need to track the information that we had from the previous rounds. Like, guys, what is the name of the fish from Finding Nemo? You know, that blue fish that forgets everything? that, like, basically that is how every single player that I coach looks like. Like, I don't know, guys, you have Alzheimer, basically. Like, we need to remember that enemy deadlock loves to push B alone, and that there is a huge chance that the enemy deadlock right now is in the B main area of the map. So, okay, let's play with the gecko, and let's observe that. Dory, literally Dory, bro. Like,
I got him. Flashing.
Gecko is gonna die. We need to support the gecko. Because we have the information that their enemies always have one guy that lurks, flanks, and plays alone. Don't be a fucking Dory, bro.
No need to push, no need to push.
No need to push, but your teammates are pushing. Deadlock can still be there. This teleport, absolutely stupid. Why is this teleport stupid? We don't care about the Omen. You know, this is a waste of the ultimate. We have a true numbers advantage. Save your ultimate for some better days. You know, for some better play.
One enemy remaining. Spike.
Who cares? You know, who cares if the enemy Omen plants the spike? Nobody gives a shit. We are 4 versus 1. If you just stick together, fight together, smoke the spike, half defuse the spike. Easy. What's the win streak today? 2-1. We won 2 matches, lost 1. Like, we're like 3 games away from Radiant.
Planted.
Wait.
No.
All of this that you did here, respect the numbers. Respect the numbers, bro. Numbers are everything in a game of Valorant. If you have a true numbers advantage, play smart, play safe, preserve the economy, don't die in a solo fight, play discipline, win the round on a refresh potential.
Oh, he's a fuck.
30 seconds.
Standing.
Next round.
Through them. Shadows traveling.
One in front of me.
Also, you know, on the opposite hand, you should also not be too repetitive as well. You know, you played around this smoke way too many times. You know? Way too many times with a shorty. You can always change your setups a bit, you know, like for an example. And anyways, I feel that you're using this smoke way too fast. That's something that we didn't speak about at all. You know, if I want to use this smoke to play around it and potentially fuck up the enemies, I'm not going to use it immediately. Wait like maybe 2, 3, 4 seconds. Like, if the enemies are walking from this position to this position, they need like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Like, save the time of your smokes, you know, make your smokes last longer, essentially. And also, you know, you can change your setups a bit more. Instead of doing this smoke, maybe we can do this type of a setup. Maybe we can play a, you know, we can drop a shorty here, play a classic pistol here, jiggle pick this angle, bait the enemies into thinking that we have a classic, use this smoke, and now, bap. Kill them through the smoke, outplay them. We see, rotate, fuck it, like, you have a wall on A. Like, first of all, right now, you should do a smoke for your jet. She's alone on the site, you know that enemies are pushing C long, she needs your help. But we don't have a smoke, so... How we don't have a smoke? Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, just a second.
Stay alive.
Listen. 3 of your teammates are buying. Force buying. You always force buy with them. Like, there's no point in you saving the money if your teammates are not following the proper economy management. If you want to save, tell your teammates to save as well. But having 3 or 4 teammates that force buy, you know, it's just it's just a stupid economy management. Like, you're playing so many eco rounds for no reason. If your team has no one on eco, fuck it. Like, try to win these rounds. That's the best you can do. Like, the team needs to be synchronized and on the same page when it comes to economy management.
One in front of B.
I read a message in the chat. Here, we're using the smoke for the jet. If we had a smoke.
You flash.
This is not really the best angle to hold, like, with a shorty, because angle perception advantage is really fucked up here. I would never hold this angle in my life. Because if the enemy is peeking you here, he sees the tip of your gun already here. I have no idea how you got a kill on that gecko. Like, literally. That was so lucky. If you want to play a shorty, I don't know, you need to play behind the box. You need to play close to the choke point. You need to play, you know, around your smoke here. And when you deploy this type of a smoke, you never want to play outside of it. You want to play inside of the cubby position that you create for yourself. Like, you want to catch the enemies as they're going into the smoke. And when the enemies are spamming you or clearing you with utility, we're using the smoke to dodge the utility and then bob up. Kill the enemies. I don't know how he killed this gecko.
Cover going out.
Peek!
Stay shield, stay shield, stay shield.
I'm coming.
Healing you.
See, go see.
Sage, tell me please when you get healed.
We still have one problem in this game. We have no information about the Deadlock. Deadlock plays alone 24/7. Like, there's a huge chance. Like, basically, whenever I notice that enemies have a sentinel or a player that loves to play alone, I'm always asking myself, you know, where's that guy? Did I see him anywhere? Like, for example, if I didn't see a Deadlock for 45 seconds, there is a huge chance that that guy is right now on A site, behind me, and I need to occasionally check, you know, my ass.
Cover going out.
Listen. Another tip. Valorant players make the most amount of mistakes in 2v2 and 3v3 scenarios. These scenarios you want to play as if you have a true numbers advantage. Once again, map control doesn't matter for you, and you should prioritize fighting every fight that your teammates take. Your main priority is safety over anything else, and reducing the factor of luck and timings. So essentially, if I'm 3 versus 3, like in this example, like 2 of my teammates are C, I'm on B. I don't give a fuck where the enemies are gonna end up. I don't care if the enemies end up on A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If I know that 2 enemies are in C long, I will connect with my teammates on C. I will fight these gunfights that they are fighting here, and then I'll play a retake together with them. In a 2v2 and 3v3 scenario, it is better to play on a surprise mechanic where enemies will never expect all of you guys on in a specific area of the map or on a specific bomb site, instead of fighting 1 versus X gunfights everywhere. So, the best example of this is a 2v2 scenario. So when you're 2 versus 2 on the attacker's side, obviously, what is the best game decision? The best game decision is to fight together. You know, group up together, and push something together. And that's it. There's some main area of the map. You're on a defender side, and you're 2 versus 2. What is the best game decision? Sell the map control and play on a refrag potential and isolate the angles in a smart way where the enemies cannot fuck you up based on luck and based on timings. So in this type of a scenario, I will never fight for the map control or information where are the enemies. I will do a gamble. I will gamble. I will gamble based on the previous rounds, based on where I saw the spike and what I think enemies are going to do. If I think enemies are going to go C, I'll connect with Jet, I'll play with Jet. If I think enemies are going to go A, I'll tell my Jet, let's regroup together and let's go towards the A site. I think enemies are going to end up A site. Based on, which agents they have, what they did in the previous rounds, etc, etc. But I will never allow something like this to happen. Like I defend A site, my Jet is C. Jet gets pushed in a 2v1. Jet dies, I'm playing a 1v2 retake. 1v2 retake is 2 times harder than a 2v2 retake, obviously. But also, even if the Jet gets a kill, 1v1 retake is 2 times harder than a 2v2 retake. Because on a defender side, as the numbers are getting lower, attacker side players have higher chances of winning that round. Because we cannot cover the whole map. We need to either play together or to take more space from the enemies. And essentially, retakes are harder as the numbers are getting lower. Because only God knows what type of abilities we're going to have for a retake. Enemies can play enormous amount of angles. And the more eyes you have and guns for the retake is better for you. So essentially, in these type of scenarios, it's always better to regroup together, fight together, die together, rather than fighting for the map control and playing alone. So here, for an example, my teammates are fighting C long. Fuck it. I'm fighting those enemies with my teammates. And if they plan the spike on A, sure, let's play a retake of A side.
30 seconds left.
Right now, you should be with the Gecko and Reyna on C. You should still be with the Reyna on C.
They will go to...
Team plays 0 points.
No,
0
8
points.
Then what the fuck?
It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. I would let the enemies plant on A side. Who cares? I'll have like 25 seconds to retake the site. It doesn't matter. But here, if we kill the Omen, and if we kill the Reyna in the C long, right now we would be 3v1 or maybe 2v1 or maybe 1v1 in this post plant. Instead of being 2 versus 3 with 8 HP.
What?
Spike planted.
This round became 10 times harder compared to like
Maybe safe.
if we actually play with our teammates. We know that one enemy is right, one enemy is doors. You heard one enemy right. Behind you.
Last player standing.
I don't know, man. Do you have some problem with the audio? I mean, I'm noticing that in one more round, like you were not really aware where are the enemies and you heard, like, are you playing on a mono stereo? Like, check your settings. Like, what's going on?
Standing.
Behind me.
I don't know. Oh, come on, bro. There's not a single game, a single match where you play 3 eco halberd rounds in a row. The last time you played with a gun was like 4 rounds ago. What is this economy management, bro? In this round, 4 of your teammates are saving. Okay, we save with them. In the previous round, you should have had like a Vandal with a light shield or something, man. To be honest, in this round, it is totally fine for you to play a Vandal with a heavy shield. You saved so much money in the last 3 rounds. Well, you lost those rounds, obviously. But it's totally fine. If you have money to buy in the next round as well, it's fine in this round for you to play a heavy shield, Vandal, and utility. Maybe you can clutch this round for your team. Maybe you can win this round yourself. Why not? Try it out. Try it out.
Cover going out.
B.
Okay.
No, they're spamming.
Just go back, go back, go back.
Gecko
Okay.
one, Gecko
Okay. Okay. So sorry guys, camera went off. Like I'll turn it on later.
I think
So
Cover going out.
we bought a stinger with utility. I mean that's okay. Flash to stop and delay the enemy's push.
no, they're spamming.
Just go back, go back, go back.
Gecko 1 HP, Gecko half HP.
Once again, we're making like the same mistake we did in the previous rounds. Brother, you need to respect the numbers a bit more in the game. Not because you trust your teammates way too much. You're playing in gold and platinum elo. I don't trust immortal players in this game. Like players are like 90% of Valorant community is autopiloting, or they have a poor decision making and game knowledge. 90%. Like they play 15 matches of Valorant per day. They don't give a shit. The only thing they see is the blood in their eyes, the kills. You need to compensate their mistakes. Like here, once again, we are 4v2. Who cares where the enemies are gonna go? We know that 2 enemies are close to the B main area of the map. Play with the team, die with the team. Fuck it. If they all die and you're left in a 1v2, it's like the numbers advantage never existed to begin with. And there is a chance because they're playing an eco round. One down.
Both main, both main.
What are you doing? Wasting your time. Wasted time! 2 down!
Cover going out.
Hide.
2 down! 3 down! What the fuck, bro?
I believe.
Don't trust them, man. Imbeciles. Imbeciles. Stupid teammates, bro.
Yeah, no.
Never trust players in ranked solo queue. Never.
No. 30 seconds left.
Ooh, this can be good.
Spike planted. One enemy
Oh, okay. This is actually really fucking good. Listen. So, this is really good. Here. I love this trigger discipline. Listen. So, Gecko Wingman planted the spike. Reyna doesn't know where the fuck we are. Gecko... the same advice applies in life, true. We know the Gecko is on the site. When we got this info on the Reyna, very good trigger discipline. I also would not have killed this Reyna myself. Unfortunately,
Gecko half
Spike
HP.
planted.
you know, our crosshair was not ready for this. And Gecko hit 3 body shots. But now, with 30 HP, this is easily clutchable. Easily. Here, Reyna, we know where's the Reyna. We can easily smoke the spike, tap the spike, use a fake teleport and fuck up the Reyna through the smoke, right? With 30 HP, we cannot contest this Reyna with a stinger in a clean gunfight. We need to go for some kind of an outplay. Like basically, clean, like, even tens cannot kill a gold player with 30 HP and a stinger. If that Reyna has a full HP and a Vandal, like, that Reyna can spit on you and you're dead. Like, right now, you know, we can easily TP towards the spike, smoke the spike off, tap the spike, wait for the Reyna to start the spam, and then bop, kill her. Or maybe use a fake teleport and kill her. We need to outplay her somehow.
One enemy remaining.
Cover going out. Can't go there. Not there. Not there.
This is not gonna work, man. In a 1v1, it's always better to use the smoke for the spike, you know. Especially if you know the location of the enemies. Like, Here, we're either smoking the spike or we're doing a, you know, one-way smoke up here.
Shadows traveling.
Faking the spike defuse. Waiting for Reyna to start the spam and then... Bam. This was another option in this scenario. But using a spike as a default smoke... You know... I don't know. What the fuck was that timing, bro?
Can't go there. Not there. Not there.
What did she... Ah, she crossed here at this moment of time. Unlucky. Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. But anyways. We should have gone for some kind of an outplay here.
Sorry.
Yep.
Shadows traveling.
Info?
See?
Shadows traveling.
Okay.
Steps. Don't open the doors. Just
Okay,
stay.
okay, okay.
I will help.
See, go, see, go, see, go, see.
Okay. One huge mistake that he is doing during this match is there should never be a single game of Valorant where you play one bomb site 9 rounds in a row. Like, you always position yourself in a way to compensate the mistakes of your allies, to counter the enemies, punish the enemies, especially if you're playing someone like Omen or Jett. Like, essentially, you know, you need to focus more on compensating the mistakes and realizing what type of teammates you have with yourself. I mean, if your teammates are good, you know, if you're winning a match hard, your teammates are good, they're able to counter the enemies, you are shit. Maybe you cannot stop the enemies. Then you should trust your teammates, obviously. But if the match is 3-5, your teammates lost so many rounds on the C site and C long, I wouldn't trust these guys with, I don't know, nothing in life, literally. Like, basically, when you're playing a game of Valorant, like, you know, you essentially have a trust factor, you know. At the start of the match, like, this is your trust factor bar. Trust factor. At the start of the match, your trust factor is here. And depending how your teammates play the game, your trust factor is going up or down. And that's how you make your game decisions. Like, whether or not you want to play with your teammates, play alone, can you trust them with defending a certain area of the map, is it better for your teammates to counter the enemies, etc., etc. But also, you have a self-performance bar as well. What do I mean by this? Like, if your performance is poor, if you are shit, you know, you're trying to counter the enemies, not working for you, enemies are shitting on you, call for a change. Tell your teammates, hey guys, I tried to counter the enemies 4 times right now. I lost the bomb site 4 times in a row. I don't know what to do against them. Hey man, yo, Cypher, can you come on the bomb site? I think enemies are gonna go A again. Try to do something against it. Because in a ranked solo queue with 4 random teammates against 5 random enemies, you never truly know who's the best at defending a certain area of the map against these specific enemies. It doesn't matter which agent you're playing. Like, there's so many RNG factors in a game of Valorant, in a competitive game, and the more things you try, the more success you're gonna find.
It's a clone, mate.
Ooh. Listen, here, you know, whenever like enemies are executing some bomb site fast, like you hear the flashes coming out, you're using the ultimate, and your teammates are on the site, support your teammates with a paranoia. Like here on the first like as soon as you heard the enemies in the choke point, you heard the Yoru using the ultimate, I would have used the flash to support my Jett on the site, to split the enemies apart and to connect with my Jett. And listen, you know, when you have 18 bullets in the chamber and Yoru is on your anal cavity with the ultimate, maybe it's not the best idea to go for a reload. I mean, 18 bullets is
It's a
more than
clone,
enough
mate.
to get 4 kills.
Enemy spotted. Stealing sight.
Behind. Behind.
Last player standing.
Bro, what is this?
But we even heard that Yoru teleport behind.
It's a
You have a huge problem with a sound in this game. Maybe it's because you know you're a newcomer to Valorant and you're not used to it, but your directional sound and directional awareness is like really low, man. Like you listen. We heard the Yoru getting out with the teleport there. We should have checked that corner. We should have killed that Yoru, actually. Because he's alone. Use a paranoia, take a kill, fuck it. And we just
clone, mate.
let him be there.
This.
I don't know, tell me after the VOD review, like, what type of headset you have and share with me your audio settings in the game, like, I don't know. Maybe because he's a newcomer to the game, like, he just has a problem with, you know, distincting a sound. And once again, we're playing B-side, bro, like, I'm gonna suicide myself, but in-game.
Spike down
Hey, hey,
A.
hey.
Steps A.
Shadows traveling.
I think 1B or I'm on triple.
Blinding.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Nice. No, he's dead.
On land.
No.
So solid round thus far. Very solid. I have nothing to speak about. Not bad, not bad. Playing passively. Just you know, when you end up in these 2v1 scenarios, always the best idea, and the best, like, the best idea is always to connect with your teammate. You know, to tell this gecko to play with you, or just force the gecko to to play together with you. You know, use your ultimate in the T-spawn, play with the gecko, and that's it. Like, the worst thing that can happen for you in these 2v1 scenarios is, like, allowing the gecko to get a 1 versus 1 fight on both of you guys. Lotus Brimstone. Be default site if default site right. What? Default site is not decided by the agent that you play in ranked solo queue. It is decided by the map design and the team compositions.
Go
Last
peek.
player standing.
No, you know, like, feel free, man. From now on, like, when you're so disconnected from your teammates and you know, your teammates are not playing with you, feel free to use your ultimate to connect with your allies and just play a proper refrag game. Like, refrag game here was almost impossible. Like, Gecko has this area of the map, you're here, your teammate is here. He can easily isolate you and fuck you up based on timings and, you know, with utility and stuff like that.
Thirty seconds left.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah.
Ten seconds left.
No charges. Cover going out.
Spike planted.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Cover
Go
going
2
out.
TP.
Half the fuse, peek. Peek, peek, peek. Yep,
Sorry,
Okay,
I'm so
not bad,
fucking bad. Sorry.
not bad. Especially in these 1 versus 1 gunfights, like, I heavily recommend you to use the fake teleports and try to play with the enemy's mind. Obviously.
Spike planted.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Cover going out.
And when you have a smoke in a 1v1 scenario, 90% of times, especially when you have a low HP, it is better to use that smoke for the spike defuse. And then half defuse the spike. Try to kill the enemy, that's it. We lost with a TP and smoke. Happens, I guess. But okay, just tell me. Like 4 of your teammates are buying. In the next round, they won't have money for anything. What did you achieve by saving in this round? Nothing. This is another full buy round for you. What do we buy in this round? We can buy a Light Shield Vandal with the utility. We can buy Heavy Shield Outlaw with utility. We can buy Heavy Shield Judge with utility. Heavy Shield Stinger and Shorty with utility. But ultimately, Light Shield and Vandal with the utility. Like, if 4 of your teammates are buying, there's no saving, brother. Bro loves B-side? Yep. That is maybe the main mistake in his gameplay. Like, he's playing the same site over and over and over again. Like, in low elo lobbies, from Iron 1 to Diamond 3, on Defender side, you should be much more fluid. You know, your job is to counter the enemies and compensate the mistake of your teammates. How are you going to do that? How are you going to counter the enemies if you're playing the same site 24/7? I mean, enemies are not going to hit the B site 12 rounds in a row. Probably. Maybe. Oh.
In front of A and B.
Shadows traveling.
Spike down A.
Cover going out.
Pay attention to the minimap, man. Like, in this specific round, once again, you're using the smoke for the Sage Wall, and the Sage Wall is not broken at all. Like, there's no reason for you to smoke the aim and choke point if the enemies are not destroying the Sage Wall yet.
Spike down A.
Cover going out.
Also, listen, like, with the Omen ultimate, you can pick up the spike, but also you can pick up the guns as well. Like, we know that your Jet, you know, in this round, you have only Shorty with a Light Shield. Your Jet died here. Use the ultimate on top of the gun, on top of her body. Pick up the gun.
One on C. Euro.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Spike down
was C.
A.
Last on C.
One enemy.
Listen, this angle with the shotguns is not really the best. So, I don't know how this worked out, to be honest. Like, this angle here is not really the best because... I mean, with a shorty, it's okay. Actually, this angle with a shorty is fine. Because shorty is smaller than, you know, shorter than any other shotgun. But don't play this angle with a Bucky or Judge. Because your gun is going to be sticking out. And I'm going to see it already here. This is actually fine with the shorty.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Spike down
was C.
A.
Okay.
Last on C.
Ah, am I fucking tripping? Oh, okay. He's A.
I have no idea what's happening with his audio, man. Like he's... I don't know, we should probably blame it because, you know, he just started playing Valorant like, you know, 2-3 months ago and... But his overall directional sound is like 0. I don't know, man, check your settings in the game, is maybe your audio on, I don't know, mono here or... I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro.
He's A. Near doors.
Not ready yet.
Okay. Family verbal abuse.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Who's next? The hunt begins.
Also, one more thing that you should try to read in a game of Valorant is ask yourself one very specific question. What is the general playstyle of the enemies? I mean, if you notice during your gameplay that enemies are, you know, usually committing towards the site that they initially try to push. I mean, here, if my team has already made a contact with the enemies in the C long, I'm out from the B site. I'm going C, and I'm fighting with my teammates there. Or if I'm playing Omen, I will take more B main control, try to punish potentially one enemy here, and I will use a paranoia from this position, open the doors, and try to fuck up the enemies. I feel that you're anchoring the bomb sites way too much in this specific game compared to what type of a playstyle enemies are using. I mean, how many times in this game enemies actually ended up on B? One time in the first round. And you decided the whole match to play on the B side. You need to be more more adaptive on the defender's side. Change your positions. Try to counter the enemies. Try to take more space from the enemies. Like on Lotus, you know, you should consistently, in the full, when the enemies are playing a full buy round, fight for either full C-long control or A-main control. The only time when you should not be fighting aggressively for the map control is in the first round, or if the enemies are equal hull buy. There's no reason, you know, like to waste so much utility. But otherwise, like, this is way too much of a passive gameplay.
Last player standing.
Ficou alto, HP.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that would be defender side. Ugh. New challenge idea, no audio to Immortal. Honestly, to be honest, like that is a really good challenge. That would be a really good challenge, to be honest. Like, to develop a game sense and why not? Why not? No communication, no audio. I'm actually up for that challenge. Okay, now on the attacker side of Lotus, things change a bit. Your default bomb site and number 1 priority is C site, secondary bomb site A site, third bomb site B site, third priority. So basically, the best idea on Lotus is to push C site for the first 3 rounds in a row, because the map design allows us to do that. And then in the 4th round, you become extremely unpredictable, and then in the 4th round we can use the C site to fake the enemies and maybe push B or maybe push A, for an example, or we can fake A and go C again. Now, what does this mean for you? This means that, you know, for the first few rounds, you should be testing enemies on C, then testing enemies on A, and then testing enemies on B. Now, why is C our default site on the attacker side? Because usually what happens in ranked solo queue, enemies will have only 1 or 2 players on C. Pushes on C set are much cleaner than on any other bomb set on Lotus, and your teammates don't have that much room to make some kind of a mistake. Now, in the first round with Omen on Lotus, what you always want to do is classic light shield, 2 smokes, 2 shrouded steps. You're going in front of your teammates, jump spotting the enemies, clearing this with your allies, doing a smoke for the waterfall, smoke for the CT, and as your teammates are pushing in, you're teleporting inside of this corner right here. From this corner, you're supporting your allies, fighting every fight they fight, and if your teammates are playing the pulse plant on the C side, we can play here, support our teammates. If they want to push the enemies, we can push with our allies.
Cover going out.
Jump spot. One huge mistake that you're making in the whole match. You're using all of your smokes, a lot of your smokes, way too premature. Like, there is a certain moment of time when you should be using your smokes. Like when the enemies are at a certain position, when you get a contact with the enemies, when your teammates are in a certain position. Only the early smokes the only early smokes that you should do are the smokes to take the space from the enemies. For example, on the attacker side, you know, when I'm smoking in the C side, I will start using my smokes when we actually clear the mound. So once I clear this, that is when I use this smoke, and then I'm doing some kind of an execute on the bomb site.
Reloading. Enemy spotted C.
Shadows traveling.
Come.
Dizzy's up. Somebody's there.
Wall raised.
Run, little man.
Like planet.
Okay, listen. 2 ultimately best postman position. 3 best postman. Actually, 4 best postman positions right now when you're playing on the C side are here to surprise the enemies from this off angle and try to kill them. Here to fight the enemies on the site, long, waterfall, backside from an off angle. Behind the site, trying to support your teammates and fight with them and take the cover. And 4, as long as this shit exists, try to use it. Like, why not? Easy kills. You know, we can combine this also with some kind of a one-way smoke up here and play with that one-way or with this one-way right here. Where are we going?
Reloading.
4 of your teammates are backside. We don't need to play this aggro. Like right now, it is much better if you play on top of the site, on top of the double boxes, instead of forcing this fight.
Reloading. Fly.
Shadows traveling.
Listen, the best style of pushing on Lotus is pushing the C set for 3 rounds in a row. The reason is, why is that so? Because we're keeping our teammates in check. Our teammates cannot make that many mistakes while we are executing a site. Refrag potential is the highest. And also, it doesn't matter what type of economy you have when you're pushing the C side. And that is the best pattern of pushing on the attacker side. With the team compositions and the map design allows you to push the same site 3 rounds in a row, do it. Oh no, in the company, bro. Good smoke there.
Tissue.
Cover going
Good
out.
smoke here, I love it.
One behind.
Geeko, watch out.
The only problem is like our gecko is with a spike in the B main.
Go B.
Only problem.
I will help you, Geeko.
Your gecko told you 10 seconds ago that one enemy is behind. Where is a crosser? Bro. That enemy can right now be really close to the A main choke point. I mean, to this position here. Like...
Behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we actually hear that enemy?
Behind.
Oh, we heard that stuff.
One behind, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck
Side.
you.
You know what we really need to build up in your gameplay? We really need to build up your overall awareness in the game on a bit higher level. Like, you're tunnel visioning way too much. Probably there's a lot of things that you still need to learn, and this is going to become better over time. But there is a lot of trainings that you can do in Valorant to improve your game awareness and to improve your overall, like, situational awareness, so to say. And I will share with you some training that is going to help you with that.
Cover going out.
I don't know for what the fuck is that smoke, but that smoke doesn't exist in Valorant. Like, when you're doing some kind of a fast smoke on a set of Lotus, you're either doing a smoke here, when you just want to fight for the aim and control, and, you know, enemies might have the operator somewhere here fucking you up, or you're smoking this. If maybe we're pushing the A site when enemies are playing an eco hull by round, and, you know, or you think you're gonna push site immediately. But this smoke... What? ¿Habla español?
Reloading.
Enemy spotted A.
Cutting their vision.
Shadows traveling.
Reloading.
Blinding.
Finished.
Please, also, one more tip. One more tip.
Traveling.
In a game of Valorant... Listen here, just a second. Another very important tip for Valorant. Always pre-assume that enemies can be anywhere and everywhere, essentially. Play Valorant as if you're paranoid in real life. What I mean by this: clear every single corner and angle, regardless if your teammates clear it and if your teammates pass it. Clear every utility that might seem out of ordinary, with full caution. Some smoke, you know, that seems like it's fucked up or out of place, maybe it is for some kind of a play. If you have 10 million SOA drones in front of yourself, you're still gonna clear all of the angles properly where the enemies can be. If we are pushing a set of Lotus, we're gonna do this smoke. We wanna push fast on the site. Okay, we can do this smoke, teleport here, on this angle jump spot the enemies to get the info there and there. If this is not open, when we are going through the doors, we are checking this angle as well. Then we're using a smoke for the tower, paranoia for the doors, opening the doors. Inside of the doors, we're checking this and this corner like the enemies can be there. I'm pushing onto site, checking the back side, checking every corner, like every position. Never trust your teammates with the angle clearing. Check everything. Don't get surprised. Mogul, no problem, man. No problem, brother.
Finished. Reloading.
Get him, wingman.
Light planted.
Blow him up, Mud.
Okay.
30 seconds
Nah.
left.
No reason for this play. Like, what are we doing, bro? Help your teammate! They're fighting, bro!
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Oh, yeah. Listen, sorry for yelling, guys. Sorry for yelling. Let's make a pact. Let's make a deal.
Left.
From now on, when you have numbers advantage in the game,
Ultimate is ready.
and you're playing a full by round, or you have the full by guns.
Hurt them again.
Your only focus from now on is gonna be on what the fuck are your teammates doing, where can your teammates die, and playing the refray game with your allies. Like, you really need to focus more on preserving the numbers that you or your teammates make. Because usually what happens in your games, in 4 rounds, this happened already. You're 4v2, 3v3, 4v1, and your teammates die like this. Now, obviously, they made a mistake. You know, they die because they're shit. But also, you need to compensate that mistake. Like, why are you teleporting on top of the doors if your chamber wanna fight the enemies in the A main? Gecko wants to fight the enemies in the A main. Fight with the Gecko. Preserve his death. You know? Don't let him die. Don't bait the shit out of him. Bait him, but make sure that you're ready to fight with him.
Traveling.
Very risky round.
Cover going out.
Listen, when the enemies have a lever, you know, a guy that left the game, and you're playing 5v4, the best idea is to just push S5. Don't allow your teammates to flank, lurk, nothing. You already have a numbers advantage. And against this shit team composition, like enemies don't have a single sentinel, on Lotus, right now, I will push C-site 12 rounds in a row, and you're probably gonna win a match. But this Jet right now can die like a potato.
Shadows traveling.
Maybe not. Why are we opening the doors? Well, go see, bro.
Stealing sight.
Don't complicate the rounds.
On B.
Light planted.
The less you complicate your rounds, the more success you're gonna find.
Cover going out.
This angle is really bad because of the angle perception disadvantage. If the enemy peeks you right now from this position here, he will see the tip of your gun before you, man. Come on, you played Counter-Strike, man. You know what is the angle perception advantage and disadvantage. Okay, enemies are probably gonna save, right? Yeah. They're not even gonna try. Okay.
Cover going out.
How did you do that TP on C site? Is it a lineup? Okay, let me showcase you again. So, basically, where you want to teleport is somewhere, is on this position up here. And you can develop like a few lineups for this. You need to develop a few lineups so that you don't fall down. Like, essentially, my lineup, I have only one, but because this is the most common one you're going to be using, is I come up here, I aim in the middle of this crack, and I TP up here. So basically, I do this, aim in this crack here, and then teleport. Done.
Enemy spotted A.
As I said before, like when you're taking the aim in space with the Omen, like, okay, do some kind of a smoke for your teammates. Absolutely fine. Do the CT smoke.
Cover going out.
Teleport behind the rubble to take more space, especially if the enemies are not taking the aiming control. Jump spot the enemies here. Reveal them. There, 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 there. Clear this angle. Maybe you can spam it a bit as well. Clear it fully for your teammates. And then, let's move into the A site or doors. Don't allow your teammates to die like a potatoes.
Going out.
Enemy spotted A.
Shadows traveling.
This is up top.
Cutting their vision.
No, outside.
Happens. This happened to me as well a few times.
Your duty is not over.
By the way, you can teleport on top of the sage wall and kill that enemy at the backside.
Back where I belong.
Once again, you're doing nothing. You're holding the doors that are not even rotating. Doors are not even open. Your teammates are fighting a war on the A side and you're useless. That's why your KST is shit. Like, you are not fighting with your teammates enough. You're wasting a lot of time within your gameplay. You need to find, you need to make better game decisions. Based on the numbers, based on what enemies are doing, what your teammates are doing. Like, this is shit. Now I will be focused at the doors when I hear the doors opening, actually.
One here, Sage. Watch out.
One enemy remaining.
Now it's fine.
Flash is ready. We're going again.
We're going again. I guess Gecko didn't play like Need for Speed Underground when he was like young.
What?
Drifting skill 0. Yeah.
Chat request.
This is the worst pattern that you can make on the attacker side, like, going A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If something already works for you, abuse it until it stops working, basically. And when it stops working, do it one more time. Why not? That's more unpredictable than going A, C, A, C, A, C. Like, if I was the enemy right now, I would literally stack the C site.
Who's next?
And please tell your teammates when they're taking the space in the A main and C main area of the map to jump spot the enemies or to use a flash. Bro, we have a Gecko. Gecko should be flashing this and this for you. Like, why are we risking,
The hell?
Reloading.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
the clean peaks?
Go together.
Is that a smoke for a Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse smoke, bro. Okay, this execute doesn't exist. Listen, when you're executing C-side of Lotus with Omen, like, there are 4 executes that you're doing. 3 or 4. Like, the safe execute that you can do with any paranoia, anything, is basically, this is your default smokes. Like, the safe execute is this. Moving in, and then from this position, contesting the enemies. Second aggressive execute, that is a bit less safe but very effective, is flashing the enemies on the left side and teleporting deep into this corner. And from this position, clearing the site, waterfall, backside, fucking up the enemies. Third execute is the one that we use primarily in eco and halberd rounds when we're pushing C side. We smoke this, paranoia the backside, and teleport inside of this corner right here. And from this position, we can move into the smoke, try to fuck up the enemies, take the backside control, etc, etc. Maybe we can also move this smoke here, make a full cover for ourselves, take only the front side control, bam, bam, ba 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 ba, plant the spike here, and that's it. Everything else is just improvisation. And I didn't see a single good execute from you, so yeah.
Opponent killed.
Plant and
Listen, when you're planting the spike on the C side, the best 3 positions to plant the spike is this corner here, looking towards C long, this corner here, looking towards the corner, and this corner here, looking towards the edge. Enemies don't see you there. I mean, they can still spam you. I mean, they can spam you even there. Why is this plant better than this plant? Because you see the spike if your teammates are playing from the mount. But to be honest, we don't have any teammates in the C long anyways.
Reloading.
Not Mary, welcome
One
to
enemy
stream Aroni, baby.
Sorry,
Need a drop.
I'm reloading.
I mean, even my grandma with the Alzheimer knows that they're gonna go like, hey.
Shadows traveling.
Please tell your initiators to use some kind of a utility to clear C main and A main area of the map. We need to have some kind of a flash, man.
Reloading.
Thanks. Come to me. Your flash.
Cover going out.
Your teammates are pushing into sight. Can we push with them? Well, why are you watching the back? I mean, enemies flanked and lurked only one round. What?
Go, 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 go. Close.
Do you think Valorant Tracker is a good thing to use? Yeah, like, why not?
You can't.
You can analyze your data yourself, like...
Come back, come back, come back.
I don't know what happened in this round. Like, your 5-man pushes were working really well. Why did you... I don't know. Too many questions in this round. Too many questions, like...
Come, Sage, come.
I don't know why he was checking in the back.
Cover going out.
Drop me the spike and rotate to A. Trust me, trust
I
me.
have the spike. Watch them run.
This is not a good play. This is not a good play at all. Like, first of all, this is way too much of a gamble. We don't know, like, where the fuck are the enemies. Second of all, like, a better play here would be to simply plant the spike and to try to aggress the enemies in the city or waterfall before they regroup. To try to isolate them in a 1v1 fights. This is too much of a gamble, man. Like, this is a really bad gamble. If you're in the numbers disadvantage and the enemies already give you a site for free, plant the spike, man, and try to focus on isolating the enemies in a singular fights. And also the spike plant position is terrible, man. Terrible. Like, if you die, Sage is lost.
Traveling.
Player
Side.
standing.
Already side.
Stupid gamble, stupid gamble. Stupid gamble.
Cover going out.
I have the spike.
Cover going out.
I will never get this in my life when I coach the players in Valorant. Something works for you. You're winning the rounds. Like, your 5-man pushes are working on A and C. Then you magically decide to hold the flank of the enemies, even though your 5-man pushes were working and enemies are realistically never flanking or lurking. And then, after you lose the round, not because the push was bad, but because your specific game decision was bad to not play with your team, you just, let's push B side. Even though we don't know how enemies play on B, even though A side and C side worked for us like 6 rounds in a row, let's push B. What the fuck? Also, listen, whenever you have one teammate somewhere, you observe that teammate as a flanker, lurker, solo player. I never support my singular teammates with my utility. If I'm playing split, 4 of my teammates are B main. 1 teammate is mid. I don't give a shit about this guy. This guy is alone. He needs to pick a good timing to fuck up the enemies. You only want to use utility for your teammates if you're faking something. Basically, you tell your Sky or Jet to fake A, yeah, then I'm gonna use utility for the A site and I'm gonna push the rest of the map with my team. But here, if my Jet is alone in A main, 4 of my teammates are going through the B main. I don't give a fuck about the Jet. A single flipping fuck. I'm using a smoke here, paranoia here. If we are splitting something, so if I have like 2 teammates or 3 teammates going through the A main area of the map, then I'm gonna use this smoke in combination with this smoke, in combination with this paranoia, or this paranoia, to split the B side. But using this smoke for the Jet that is alone, no. I love that enemy Omen is like doing the Mickey Mouse smokes.
What the hell?
In the post plants, same as on the retakes, same as always. Play with your most aggressive teammate, always. Like right now, you should be playing with your Reyna. She has the highest chances of dying, and that's it. Reyna or Sage?
Go get him, buddy.
Oh my god, Yoru spawn. Yoru coming heaven.
Generally, the best idea in solo queue is like you always want to play with the teammate that has the highest chances of dying, or you want to play with the teammate that is the most useful for you, depending on what is your win condition. Right now, we don't have a win condition. Like, our team is scattered. Like, Jett is A main, Sage is alone on the site, Reyna is pushing aggro, Gekko is B main. Like, the best idea was to play with the Reyna and Sage because they have the highest chances of dying.
Don't push, don't push, don't push.
Who's next? Shadows traveling.
Omen heaven.
Nice.
One enemy remaining.
He's somewhere side, I think. Nice, good job. Don't peek, don't peek, don't peek.
Okay, you can say.
Okay, we won the round.
It and go. Show just one smoke and we can rotate.
Cover going out.
Jump spot this angle, tell the Gekko to flash. Get the info, don't die like this, bro.
Your duty is not over.
And if your teammates, listen, if your teammates don't want to use some kind of a utility here, do it yourself. Go in front of them, jump spot the angle. Aha, Yoru is there, bam! Flash him, kill him. Never, like, there is always something that you can do, especially when you're playing Omen, to prevent the death of your teammates in the main areas of the maps. No one should be dying here. Like, there's always something that we can do to prevent the deaths in the main areas of a specific map. Dying on the sites and while you're trying to execute something is absolutely fine. But these deaths are always preventable.
And rotate now, rotate.
Yeah, Ben O'Brien, well streamer. One very good cover today, man. What rank is he? Gold 2? Platinum gold, platinum peak.
Nice, Jett.
Nice.
Smoking for you.
Shadows traveling. Scatter.
3?
I think
One
here.
enemy remaining.
I
Flash?
think he's here. Yeah.
How do you think, bro? Like, what's happening with your headset, bro? I've never seen a player that has such a low audio awareness. I don't know, like, you need to tell me after watching this VOD review, like, what type of... I don't know, man, like this is so weird. What type of
I'm not sure though, I'm not sure.
settings you're using in audio equipment, like...
Hell.
Listen, the worst thing that you can do on Lotus, when the enemies are eco and hull by, is pushing the B site. Whenever enemies are eco and hull by, avoid the B site at all costs. Just do a 5-man push on C, 5-man push on A.
Do the same flash.
Enemies in your economy dictate how you want to play a game.
Still in sight.
Shadows traveling.
When you're pushing the B site, always smoke. This, in combination with this, and use a paranoia up there. This is a better setup than smoking the tower. Tower is a very small choke point that we can instantly pass here, but in this position, enemies can fuck us up a lot. With a pop flash through the window, they have more space to move, etc, etc.
Reloading.
Reload.
This teleport into the smoke was mega risky, and I would never do it. Like, usually, I don't really teleport instead of my smokes, but I teleport into the corners that I create with my smokes. For example here, you know, when I'm executing the B set of Lotus, my primary execute is this in combination with this. And then I teleport in this corner. From this corner, I'm engaging the enemies and fighting them.
Reload.
very dangerous teleport, man. Like, this is really...
Healing you.
And unnecessary. Like, I don't know why you're teleporting so much. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're panicking a lot in these scenarios. Like, bro, when you're in a post-plane, like, just chill. Chill. Look at the minimap. What are my teammates covering? What I need to cover for them? No one is watching A-Link. Maybe I should watch A-Link. My arena wants to fight on B tower. Maybe I should fight on B tower. Why are you teleporting so much and doing unnecessary stuff? Simplify your gameplay a bit.
Enemy spotted.
One enemy remaining.
Yes.
Nice, C7.
Cover going out.
B pushing.
Enemy spotted.
There's up.
A.
Go door, go door. He has only ult.
Always focus yourself on the attacker side, primarily on the most aggressive teammates. You can kill this guy that is lurking and flanking later, but if 3 of your teammates that are pushing through the doors die right now, you cannot revive them. You know, that's a bit of a problem.
Flashing once again.
Right now, you should have been with your teammates on site, and Gecko is just stupid.
No, he's heaven. Gecko heaven.
Shadows traveling.
One mechanic that you need to implement a lot more in your gameplay is jump spotting. Enemies know your location. One enemy broke the doors right here. Jump spot him, flash him, pick him, easy kill. Get the info for your crosshair placement so that you can easily kill the enemies.
Yep, play together.
Gecko has ult.
To be honest, like, the best idea here would be just to open the doors and play with your teammates on site, like, because they're in such a shit positions, like, Gecko with the ultimate can destroy them.
Cover going out.
Two on side, one main.
Blinding.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
He's detained.
Last player standing.
Nada. Nah.
Shift.
That's a clone.
When I get a flash.
Be careful here.
Flashing.
Once again, our 5-man pushes were quite okay. When we played with the team, we usually won the rounds. You're playing a controller. You're like, basically, man, like, no matter what I'm doing, you know, in a game of Valorant, if I'm playing a controller, my main job is to support my teammates with the smokes. If my teammates reach this position on C long and they want to execute a site, my smokes are going out. If my teammates reach this position on the minimap and they're ready to execute a site, my smokes are going out. Like,
3, 2, 1, go. Go.
here, like, your teammates are pushing out. No flashes, no paranoia, no smokes, nothing.
Spam.
Cover going out.
Use your ult, Gecko.
Shadows traveling.
Go.
How do you do a good jump spot? Can you show after the VOD review? I've completely explained that in my movement and positioning guides. I mean, I'm probably in the movement guide.
Go together.
Blinding.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Okay.
Main.
Okay. I don't know, man. Try to apply all of the tips and all of the stuff that we discussed during this VOD review. Second thing that I would recommend you is to watch all of the YouTube videos, like from the free resources on my Discord server. I think that these videos are going to be of a great help for you. Watch all of the videos from the ranked playbook that I've made. And if you combine those 3 things, basically you will be Ascendant 1 until the end of the next act, if you already played a game like this. When it comes to your mechanical problems and gameplay problems as a player, we are going to fix them in the next 2 months with one very specific training. So after this VOD review, I'm going to share some kind of a training with you and you're going to be performing that training for the next 2 months, and that training is going to fix like 70% of the problems, 70 to 80% of the problems that you have right now. You definitely need to focus more on what the flippin' F your teammates are doing in order to compensate their mistakes. You need to value the numbers a lot more, especially the numbers advantage. You need to complicate less your rounds and to focus on a bit cleaner gameplay. Information that you don't have about the enemies, you cannot use as a valid information for that specific round. You know, if you don't know that enemies are lurking and flanking, and 4 of your teammates or 3 of your teammates are pushing into the site, you should be with those 3 to 4 teammates and try to support them and try to basically play with them, and that's it. And if one enemy is lurking and flanking, be aware of that possibility and punish that enemy once you've, once you take the site control, then turn your focus on your anal cavity. When it comes to the mechanical problems, I'm gonna share with you one very specific aim training routine. You'll be doing it for the next 2 months, and that's kinda it. Okay. We covered a lot of things in this VOD review. We talked about a lot of stuff, and economy management. 0 points, bro. 0 points. Like, pay attention on that, man. Like, your economy is your team's economy is yours economy. Depending on what your teammates want to do, if they don't want to listen to you, depends what you want to do. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to get my private coaching, make sure to join my Discord server. You can also get free coaching through the giveaways. And tune into the streams. I'm doing all of this live. We are 3-4 games away from the Radiant. We're going to get Radiant this week. And then maybe we're going to continue the Unranked to Immortal series with a Chamber. Also, my Discord server, you can get access to the Ranked Playbook and a lot of free stuff. And that's it. Take care. Mwah.